Hey guys, it's Dev here, and I know this whole game can be pretty overwhelming, so I thought I'd just go through a few base things with you and get you guys off to a good start and just talk about some things. So first off, the first thing you're probably going to want to change is in your option screens. Adjust your volume to whatever you like. I am not a big fan of the music in these games, and also with recording I can't have that music cranked, so definitely you can change that stuff. There is also your volume controls with anything like that. Gamma correction will actually change your brightness in game, so keep that in mind, and you might want to change that in game. And I would recommend not selecting detailed graphics, but unless you have a PS4 or you have really good connection or you're hosting your own server, I feel like then you could get away with it, but otherwise it can create more lag than it's actually worth having. So then on top you got the sensitivity, always good to change what you feel like you like. I like my sensitivity high, so that's why I got it all the way over to the right. Keep that in mind. And actually that's how they work, is farther over right is higher and then left is lower. I feel like that was self-explanatory, but maybe if you're from China and you read backwards it'd be a little different for you. So anyways, there's a bunch of other different types of controls on here for actually gameplay stuff. You're definitely gonna have to check out those and probably have to play a while to actually get used to all of them and that type of stuff, but it's definitely cool because Arc has so much to it for them to be able to get everything on a controller and actually have it function very well. So, and then in the middle you do have those different types of, I don't even know what to call them, but just options to change with your gameplay, and it'll just change the way you like it. I feel like that's a lot of personal stuff. Just try out a few things. It's definitely good to try for yourself. And then another thing that I wanted to talk about quickly is just how joining a server works and what you really want to watch out for, whether you want one thing or another. So the way this works out is you do have your type of server, or like your map that you want to play on, whether that's normal Arc or you have the DLC Scorched Earth. In this, the main map is the island, if you were wondering, that's why it says the island. But also in normal Arc you will see the center, which is a cool map. I definitely would recommend trying it out if you've never seen it or anything like that. But anyways, you can select one of those two, or you can select a mixture of both for looking for servers. Definitely cool. And then you can also select whether you want your server to be PvP, PvE, or a bit of both, and just pick whatever one looks like a better server to you. But the PvP, then you'll be facing probably a lot of raiders unless you're one of the first ones into the server and that type of stuff. With PvE, it's a lot more fun if you're just trying to play relaxed and have fun with a couple of people that you just meet. That didn't come out right, but you know what I mean. You can play with whoever on that and just relax. And my recommendation for playing PvP is do not join a server that has like 60 of the 70 people, just because then you will be at a huge disadvantage already because they've probably been grinding, and also you're probably going to face some really big tribes that are just raiding the whole server, so keep that in mind. And then another thing that I wanted to just show you is with hosting your local servers or just hosting a server in general. With Arc, you can actually change your difficulty, which is a huge one. Definitely leave it lower if you've never played this. But you can also change everything in the game, more or less. Like, it has a ton of options compared to other games, such as like Minecraft. You can't change that much. But a few that I would just recommend right off the bat is increasing your taming speed and your XP multiplier. Just because this game is really grindy, and if you don't have hours upon hours to put in, you definitely want those higher. And then you also have the rules that you can change if you're playing with other people and you just want to keep them in check and keep the world from just being completely obliterated and that type of stuff. So also just a lot of the resource stuff with your drops and that stuff. I don't know, it's just more or less self-explanatory stuff on here. You can change all the stats and how that works. And then also with your player stats, you can change your damage, your temp, that type of stuff. The max players, you want a tribe for PvP that'll keep it contained, and that'll really help everything. And then you can definitely change the engrams that you actually want. So if you don't want somebody using, say, the rocket launcher, you can ban that engram, which is cool for sure. And then also this stuff with the downloads, this won't allow you to have those like modded items, like say the dragon from Scorched Earth, to be in your normal server. So that's cool. And then the last thing that I just wanted to talk about quickly is hosting your own server. So if you if you play single player with yourself, that's good. That'll work perfectly, and you'll be able to do everything just fine. But if you're hosting a non-dedicated server with your friends, definitely watch out, because you won't be able to travel across the map from your friend just because your PS4 won't allow you to, just because it doesn't have that capacity to run both the like other side of the map and generate that, and generate where you're playing and that type of stuff. So definitely keep that in mind if you're playing with friends. Stay close and that type of stuff. But if you're hosting a dedicated server, then you'll have that option of running around. But that means that you will have to have a separate PS4 for this. So definitely a hard one to do, but if you happen to just have a PS4 laying around, or one of your friends has a PS4 laying around, I would say this is a pretty good option for you guys, but not really for most people. So with those public servers, just be cautious going in. But anyways, I guess that's really all I got for right now. I'll probably make a video coming out later in a bit with just some of the character customization options and go through that too. So I'll see you then.